Hello, everybody. It's Big Al with some more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. This video, I am going to show you tips on invading an area. I am in the Forgotten account right now, but let's hop over here. So, a few minutes ago, we attacked the crossing at 20 UTC. They were smart, Lyndon was smart, and they took a bunch of tiles. And that's what, as defending area, you need to do. Because if you're invaded, look, it's been 35 minutes and we're not that far. Because the occupation timer is 5 minutes per tile. So, couple tips when you're doing that. Let me go back to the crossing. So, what you do is you have the attackers, a bunch of attackers land on the crossing at the same time. That way, when the armies that are on the tiles around it go to defend, somebody is still occupying and you're protecting that occupation. Then you have the attackers take all the tiles touching the crossing. After that is done, you move tilers here. And when you're invading an area, you want multiple kinds of tilers. So I am going to show you. I have Aladdin here, Eladin, and Falcon here. One commander, just enough troops to do 100 siege, because on a level 1 tile, it is 100 siege. Well, actually on all tiles. But these are for taking level 1 tiles. So I have my level 1 tiles. Then I have a couple tilers around. And I'm a little bit slow on getting where I wanted to be because I was focused on the Big Al account. So I have my Eowyn here as a tiler. So she's going to take the little bit bigger tiles, the 7s, 8s, 9s. Then I have my B team here to take big tiles, but mostly my B team here is to protect the tilers. And what that means is, like, these guys are occupying the tiles. If there's a fighter that comes, an enemy fighter that comes to kill one of them, you top it with one of your fighters. That way, you protecting the occupation, so you're not slowing down your momentum. The next thing, and this should happen about 1 minute before you do the invasion for the crossing. We sent birds over to take a bunch of tiles over here so that they couldn't keep tiling. We also sent birds up here to take these tiles, so they would have to occupy those. That way, when we get to that spot, that's less tiles we have to take, less tiles they can take. And third, you have fighter birds. So the fighter birds can pick off reinforcements, pick off incoming armies. And it's good to find a spot to place them just in case they need to do one of those things. So I have Big Al over here. I have Forgotten over here. And ideally, we would have had a third bird over here. And they're not taking tiles, they're just standing there to watch for incoming armies. One thing that Lyndon didn't do was take all these road tiles because they had just small armies over here to protect the crossing because they know it would be a long time. As you see, there's a lot of open tiles here, so we'll get to open ground soon, and then we have to retake all these tiles. And this is a choke point, and the choke point is very important. We don't have range because it's a little bit farther out from the crossing, but what you would do is take your birds, and if you have a chance, make a blockade. Take all these tiles over here, all the way up, and do a couple rows of those if possible. That way, the armies that are coming have to tile through those, and that will buy you an extra 10-15 minutes of being able to occupy tiles and move up a couple rows. So, like I said, they did an okay job, but they should have taken all these tiles, because as soon as we break through, we're going to be able to get all the way up here. Now, if they would have taken all of these tiles, that would have added an extra 45 minutes to an hour for us to get up into the higher position. So, like I said, this is just a couple tips when you're invading. Have multiple kinds of armies. Have your fighters, have your tilers, have a couple level 1 tile takers, because as you see, there is a lot of level 1s tiles laying around that we will have to take. Another thing is um, breaks in the tiles, and what that is. Hold on, let me send. Where is he? Where's my other level 1 tile taker? Right there, Falcon. So, as you see, there's a corner here. Well, this is one fellowship, and this is another fellowship, wing. Now, if this tile was wing, I would not be able to hit this tile. But because it is, there is a break. And that means I can go and get it, because it's not the same fellowship. Same thing over here. Okay, if we take this tile, which is wing, you have wing here, you have APEW there, and you have ring there. I will be able to hit this tile because if you look closely, you see that little gap where it's not connected. But when it's the same fellowship, you don't see the gap. You have that little line right there on the right side of this tile showing that it's all connected. So you also have to be smart in which tiles you take as an army. And you want to get as much ground as possible. So like I said, send birds before to take some tiles so that it stops them. If you have a chance, make a blockade line so it buys you more time of safety for your small tilers to take tiles. Have multiple armies, and that's pretty much it. So they're not really defending this area. They only had a few people in here because they are fighting north of the map. So that's all I have for this video, is a couple tips on invading, what you want to do, how you want to set up. As always, make the most out of what you got.